It's not on YouTube. Alright, I'm sorry. I realized after I finished that last video that I didn't show you about... I showed you where the door was to add the detergent and everything, but I didn't show you how much and all that. Of course, it's usually in the booklet, but remember I said push that little... push that little thing, and then... I'm going to turn on this flashlight so I can show you the line. Whoa, I'm blinded. Okay, yeah, I wiped in there. I was talking about that and I got off track. But in here, see that little, there's a little line that goes across. Right. Goes right there. It's like a little raised line. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, there we go. See the little raised line there? There it is. And that is generally, that's your fill line. So if you have powder, I'm just going to pour it in there. And, you know, sometimes I would flick it with a spoon or my finger or something, you know, or you could, you know, I just usually would kind of try to pour. I don't have any to show you an example, but if I had some powder detergent, I usually would just kind of do a little movement like this with it, so you can kind of try to get it even. If you go slightly above that line, don't worry about it. You just don't want to fill it, don't fill it way up here. And probably it wouldn't be a disaster even if you did, but it might be too much suds. But it's that easy, and I would assume the gel as well, you would just put on that little line. Like I said, I mean, I think people are, I remember being very, very careless with my parents' machine. I mean, I would just, you know, anywhere between there and here, you're fine. I mean, you could even go, if you were low on detergent, you could even go slightly below that. If you didn't have like a really filthy cycle, you'd be fine. So, anyway, didn't mean to forget that, but here's a better view. I've got the light on it now so you can see, hopefully you can see a little bit better. Where it says detergent, and then the side says rinse aid. And I'll go ahead and go over this again. The rinse aid is just to get keep spots and stuff from forming on, especially glassware. And sometimes it'll show up on knives and everything. But it's just a little rinse aid you can buy. You pour it in here. Turn this to the left from minimum. That would be like, you know, you just want to use a little bit. You don't want to use very much. I guess it's how much it uses. And then max. And it's really weird though. You would pour it, there's a dial, but you also will pour it right into there. And you stop when this turns blue. You'll see that little indicator will fill up with the blue fluid, which usually the rinse aid is blue, so you'll know. And I'm trying to figure out how this triggers in a cycle for this to open. But there's a certain, once you put your detergent in here, just close it like that. It's just a slide it, and it snaps, and that's all there is to it. And it automatically opens and everything in the cycle. I'm getting old. It takes too long to get up. I've fallen and I can't get up. But then you have these things, see, sanitized and clean. There's different cycles, like if you want to delay it, you know, you press it once, the 2 lights up, that's for 2 hours. Press it twice, the 4 will light up for 4 hours. Press it this 8 hours. So sometimes people will do that. I was thinking it had a rinse. I used to have one that had a rinse cycle. I don't see. Cycle. Maybe this AutoSense heavy normal. Okay, this will make you go through these different things. You press 1, it's AutoSense. That's just, it's supposed to sense how dirty the dishes are and automatically do it. Heavy would be like if you had lots of pots and pans with a bunch of grease and, well, hopefully you get most of it off, but and normal, just, you know, normal. Light would be, you know, just have some very slightly dirty things. Now, if you have dishes that have been with food stuck on them, like you, or like me, and you got distracted and you forgot, you want to press steam. That'll add, it will add about 30 minutes to an entire cycle. So you don't want to really do that as a normal thing, because most dishes you're not really going to need steam. But for stuck on things and you want a little extra help, press that. Just know that it's going to take a cycle a little longer to run. And there's lock controls. That's to keep your little baby from getting in, because you know kids like to press buttons and stuff, and you can set that so they can't mess with it. So anyway, I hope that helps. I'm not really that great at using all these. I pretty much use, like, I'll use steam. If I had a baby and baby bottles, I might use the sanitizing function. And you would wait until the sanitized light comes up, not just the clean, but it'll say sanitized. And all it does is, I think it uses like a hotter water temperature. But for the most part, I use normal. I'll use steam if I have things dried on. I use the normal. Occasionally I'll use delay, maybe by 2 to 4 hours, and I do that in the evening to say if my kids are taking their showers before bed, that's going to use up most of our hot water. So I want them to get their showers out of the way. And so I know like an hour or two for the dishwasher to run is fine. So that works. So hopefully that helps, and I will talk to you later. Bye.